Yo, good Thursday, everybody. Hope you're having a great Thursday today and that the rest of your Thursday is awesome too, because you are amazing. It's shaping up to be a beautiful, warm day today. I just had an interesting experience as I left Stewards this morning picking up my coffee because, you know, coffee is necessary in the morning for me. Delicious. So I'm standing in line, or I go into Stewards, I go in there and I start making my coffee. There's another gentleman, you know, already at the coffee station making his coffee. He makes his coffee, I make my coffee. I go to the cashier. There's another guy in front of me there at the cashier. He gives his money, checks out. I give my money, and sometimes when I'm at Stewards and there's somebody else making coffee, and they haven't gotten to the register yet, I'm like, let me buy their coffee too, and I kind of do it on the slide and zoom out before they notice. So I was about to purchase this guy's coffee this morning, and I just was hesitated for some reason. And so then I go out, and the guy who was making his coffee was behind me, who I was going to pay for his coffee, finished making his coffee and just left. I was like, huh. And he never went to the cash register, but it didn't really register that much that he didn't go to the cash register, that he had just made his coffee and left. So I paid for my coffee. I went out to the car, sit in my car. The guy who left out before me was sitting in his car, and so I'm putting my coffee in the coffee cup holder, and I'm putting my seatbelt on, and just getting ready to leave the parking lot. And I look over and I see the guy motioning to me to roll my window down. So I roll my window down, and the guy said, "Listen, I want you to know that I paid for this coffee and I didn't just walk out with it." And so I go, "Oh, okay." And like, I didn't steal it, in other words. And I said, "Oh, okay." He goes, "Well, I didn't want you to think that I stole it because I just made it and walked out. I paid for it beforehand." I said, "Funny thing, I was going to pay for your coffee, but then I just got a little hesitation on the inside and didn't, and probably because you already paid for it." And he goes, "Well, I didn't want you to think." And I said, "Let me ask you a question." I said, "Why would I assume that you didn't pay for it?" He goes, "Well, you know," and he started to explain. I said, "You know, sir, most of the time, my assumption is that everybody's an honest citizen until they prove me wrong." He goes, yeah, that's a good way to live your life. And so he said, "Hey, thanks so much," and whatever. And so we had chitty chat. He said, "Hey, have a blessed day," and he left. But I just thought it was interesting that this man, who was maybe in his 30s or something, felt the need to roll his window down and explain to me that he didn't steal the coffee. It was a very pleasant interaction, but he felt the need that you know, I would assume that he stole his coffee. Like, number one, I was paying that much attention to what he was doing, and number two, that in his mind he looks like a criminal, and that people are, you know, assuming things about him. You know, he had a big tattoo on his neck and whatever, but it just kind of hit me that sometimes people feel a certain way about themselves, or have had experiences with people that treat them a certain way because of, you know, the way they look, and they start to internalize that and assume that everybody else is thinking that way as well, when most of the time they're not. And so I just thought it was interesting. This guy just thought that I would think that he was a coffee stealer. Anyway, I hope that helps you. I hope that encourages you as you're out there today. Just realize there's a whole lot of stuff going on in people's mind that you have no idea about, and perceptions they have about you and about themselves that are either connected to reality or totally not. So there's a whole bunch of whatnot going on up here. So take your time with people, assume the best of people, and life will be a more chill place on a regular basis. Hey, folks, get out there today, gain yards in all you do, and please take care of your mindset, because it matters. I love you. Peace.